The MOKWHEEL Obsidian, a full suspension e-mountain bike that is just chock full of really fantastic features. Front and rear suspension, I think it's 130 millimeters of travel. That's a lot. 4-inch wide fat tires. These things are fantastic. Not only do you get more grip, they actually provide a little bit of extra cushion. I'm running them at about 15 PSI, which seems about perfect. You have the adjustable seat, full color display. We got our controls with a headlight and a horn. Look how cute that is. Really cushy grips, Shimano 8-speed rear derailleur, and the piece de resistance, 1,000 watts of power. It has internally routed cables. Look how nice that is. We don't have cables outside the thing. That's just so tidy looking with the cute little thing. The battery is hidden inside the frame. It has a key to lock it so nobody walks away with your battery. You have your charging port, and you have an auxiliary port right here for accessories. More mounts on the rear swing arm if you wanted to mount a rack, which I would recommend doing that. This thing has a 400-pound payload capacity. A cargo rack would be fantastic. I'd put one on the front and back because then you could do grocery store runs and get the milk and the bread and 6-pack of beer, whatever else. But what is it like to ride? Don't worry, we'll get to that. But first, how hard was it to put together? Combining convenience with convenience. I don't even know what that means, but oh, this is cool. Oh my gosh, that's hard to get open. I give up. We're gonna use a knife. Don't tell anyone. We'll just be careful. There we go. Oh, first look. There it is. I got the yellow color. E-bikes go so fast nowadays that I wanted something to be a little bit more visible. Yay! Oh yeah, look at those tires. Oh, what's in this box? Let's see what's in here. Oh, look at that. All the tools you need to put it together. I guess this is a headlight. Oh, this looks like the charger. All right, set this aside someplace safe. How about right there? And the next question is, how do we get it out of here? And the trick usually is to hang it like that. Oh, look at that. Ooh, it's like a nice satin color. All right, I'm gonna take the keys and put them someplace safe. We don't want those to get lost. Now, one thing I've learned the hard way is you get all the bolts in first and then tighten them all slowly together, especially with the soft aluminum. If you tighten one, slow and steady, just a little bit at a time. There we go. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like a bicycle. I guess I can just do this. That's in place, less likely to be damaged. Oh, there's a little, look at that. There's a little thing to keep the discs from coming together. Probably want to make sure you pull that out. Let's get it out of that box. And it is free. Whew, heavy. That looks nice though. Kickstand first, I think. It'll be easier to work on it because I don't have to be leaned up against the shed. Ah, nice. Not bad at all. That nose is awfully high. We're gonna fix that. You always want your seat to be level with the ground. I've seen so many people with the nose way up in the air. That's just horrible. Nobody's hinterlands deserve that. Does that look level? Looks a lot better. We'll start there. All right, chain is on. D&M rear shock. Positive, negative pressure chambers. So you can control each separately. That's kind of nice. Nice pedals. Look at those things. Those are good pedals, left and right. Always remember that one pedal threads on backwards. Put the left pedal on the left side and the right pedal on the right side, and we're gonna spin them forward. They have an Allen key in the back right here. We'll rotate them forward to put them on tight. Right. So come through, and then rotate it forward. Be gentle. Don't force it, because in case you get it wrong, you can ruin your cranks by turning them on wrong. Spin forward. There we go. One pedal. Let's do the other one. Right. You don't need to put the force of God into them, but good and snug. Good and tight. Okay, now let's take it for a ride. This is what you've been waiting for. What is this thing like to ride? Well, I don't want to give you any spoilers, but it's kind of brilliant. I'm not going to lie. Truth be told, e-bikes are really amazing because of your ability to take advantage of bike paths. You get this great little network in most towns to get around town, avoid traffic. And as you'll see on this bike path, sometimes they're really steep. And on a traditional push bike, it's so much work to get up these hills. This bike path has one section that's an 11% grade. That is crazy steep. You know how hard it is to pedal up 11% grade? 8 speed, I mean. Shimano rear derailleur shifts beautifully as you would expect Shimano to shift. Hydraulic brakes, tons of control, especially on these steep bike paths that we have around our fair city. But this is a great opportunity to really test the stability. Let's see how fast it'll go. I'm just gonna coast, I'm not gonna pedal. 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, we almost hit 40 miles an hour. But the bike is stable. That's really what's important about this. It's not shaking, it's not vibrating. It's a nice stout aluminum frame. It handles really well. Like, look at that, rock solid. It feels almost motorcycle-esque. Through the tight turn. It's like a little racetrack up here with this brand new asphalt. Nice, that was fun. All right, still just in power mode 1. Let's motor through here. And we're gonna have some big hills coming up. We'll start in power mode 1, see how it goes. All right, power mode 1, 13, 12, 11. All right, let's try power mode 2. Makes it a little easier. 12. That's just power mode 2. 13 miles an hour up that steep hill just in power mode 2. What's power mode 4 gonna be like? For sure, we'll check it out. Top gear. All right, we're gonna go down a 9% grade here. We'll just coast, just enjoy it. Out here with the hikers on this beautiful morning. See, we could be that guy suffering up this hill. Nah, we got 1,000 watts of power. And just for context, 1,000 watts of power. That's more power than Lance Armstrong could put out for even just a brief instant. 1,000 watts of power is crazy. That makes you more elite than the most elitist of all athletes the world has ever seen. That's great because it just makes the riding experience that much more pleasant. You don't have to suffer. All right, here comes this 11% grade hill. Let's go to power mode 4 and just see what we can do. Power mode 4, I'm putting a little effort into the pedals, but not a ton. 18 miles an hour, 17 up an 11% grade hill. That is crazy. And I'm chatting to you while I do that. Just nuts. All right, we'll throttle back down. Back to power mode 1. So I ride a lot of e-bikes, I really enjoy them. And one of the tricks, I think, to getting the most out of an e-bike is when it's flat, like this, or downhill, just keep it in power mode 1. You don't need a whole lot of power if there's not a lot of hills. Like we're still going 17 miles an hour, and it saves your battery. When you get to an uphill, or you get to something steep, or you get tired, then increase the power, and it's fantastic. Over another bridge, this is so cool. See, bike paths, you really get to see your town in a completely different way. A lot of like state parks are putting up e-bike opportunities. For example, we're here in Utah, and down near Moab, there's an area called Dead Horse Point. It's an amazingly scenic area, through the tunnel, and they've created an e-bike loop that allows you to see Dead Horse Point in a way that you could never see it otherwise. Sure, you could hike it, or you could get a traditional push bike and do it. But if you don't ride bicycles a ton, that can really be exhausting. The e-bike lets you to just go enjoy it. It's fantastic. Now, this has a thumb throttle right here. And when we get in a situation like this where you don't really want to change power modes, you're just kind of lazy, you just want to get up the little hill, you can hit the thumb throttle at any point and it'll just pick up and go. You don't want to have to like really work hard to get up the hill. Just hit that little thumb throttle and the response is pretty immediate. See how nice these little bike paths are? Cute little windy roads. You don't have to worry about getting run over by a car. Like, how fun is this? Come on. You wish you were here riding with me, don't you? This is really nice. Beautiful morning. Got some clouds. This is what the whole bicycle experience is about. Getting out, going for a ride, enjoying the morning or the evening. And you know, I'm a veteran, right? And for those of you who have experienced this, the Army is hard on your body. Like my knees, my hips, my back, they've never been the same. And there's a lot of guys and gals out there who got it worse than me. And it's hard to come back and get back into the physical routine of things. An e-bike just completely levels that playing field. You can get out and enjoy being out and about again. So yeah, you want to go ride with your kids or your grandkids. You want to go ride to the park like we're doing right now. And you know, you haven't been as active as you'd like to have been. again, like these things are just great. I used to race bicycles, used to race mountain bikes. I would do centuries, 100-mile bicycle races. This thing has up to an 80-mile range. And I'm telling you guys, I don't know if you want to spend 80 miles on a bicycle, but the fact that this thing can do it is just fantastic. Not so much that you're going to go do 80 miles, but let's say you put this on the back of your RV, or you put it in the back of your pickup, or whatever. You take it camping, and you have it to plod around the campground 2, 3, 4 days. You're not going to use up that 80 miles of range, yet you'll have your nice e-bike with you there to make even that activity more enjoyable. Let's do a little off-roading here, because this thing has these really fantastic 4-inch wide chunky tires. And you know, grass isn't the most off-roady thing in the world, but it's really great that you can just, it's fine, look at it go. We're still only in power mode 1. I might actually add a little more power. The full suspension, right? It's bumpy, it's stuttery, it's grass. I'm just sitting here on my seat, squishy for my tushy, plodding through the lawn at 14 miles an hour. So suspension's not only for comfort, but it's also for control. It keeps the tires on the ground. It's a safety feature. All right, back onto the bike path. Ba-doomp. Switch gears, go back to power mode 1. We're gonna do a couple laps around Sugar House Park with the pretty people doing their morning exercises. Oh, man, this bike is really great. It's so stable. You know, it's fast. We're going 20 miles an hour, and it's so stable. Just love it. The brakes, you don't have to worry about them. They're gonna work. Hydraulic brakes, just like what's in your car. Sugar House Park, look how nice this is. You got the lake, you got the water features, people out getting their walking in, getting their steps. Suspension makes it so nice. Turning laps at Sugar House Park, out and about, really seizing the day. And that's what I think e-bikes also really provide, the opportunity to go out and just live life to the fullest. 18 miles an hour. So we got a hill here. I'm gonna stay in power mode 1, slowing way down. I don't wanna switch power modes. I'm just gonna hit that little throttle. And here we go, just like that. 20 miles an hour up that steep hill. And then I'm back at it. I'm gonna go to power mode 2, because why not? Oh, heck, let's go to power mode 4, just so we can see what it's like. Whoa, already just picked up some speed. I gotta shift into a higher gear. Power mode 4 is a little bit addicting, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Have I said that enough up yet? Just so lovely out here. Getting out, enjoying it, fresh air, best time of the day. 22 miles an hour, soft pedaling. So soft pedaling, that means I'm barely putting any weight into the pedals. I'm basically just keeping the crank spinning, and look at it go. So let's say, you know, you have some knee injuries, or you're recovering from a knee surgery or anything like that. This is the best therapy in the world, the best physical therapy you could ask for. Keeps you moving, gets you breathing, gets the heart pumping without any strain on your joints. In fact, when my wife got her knee replacement surgery, the first thing they did is they put her on a bicycle. And how much better is this than a stationary bike? Just enjoying the morning. See, nice big bump. Whatever, full suspension. Let's do some exploring. Just wander around. The river's flowing. Through the bumps, no problem. I'll bet you we can make it up that hill, no problem. Should we try? I'll bet you this thing will do it. Off the curb. Oh, he's chasing the birds. Use some throttle. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? You can tell it's working, but 1,000 watts of power through the trees. Do I have any criticisms, right? It's not an honest review unless you can point out something you don't like about it. Not especially. The screen, it's a little small, doesn't really bother me. The full color I think is gorgeous, but the flip side of that is it can be a little harder to read in bright sunlight. Not that big of a deal, I don't think. The buttons, sometimes they can be a little bit fickle. I think they're small. Maybe it's because I'm wearing gloves. You sometimes miss the button. The only real criticism I have of it is when I went to turn it on for the first time, I hit the power button and nothing happened. And then I held the power button down and nothing happened. You have to hold the power button down for an awfully long time before it actually turns on. Now, that was really only an issue the very first time I turned it on. All right, let's take it on some streets, because it wouldn't be a fair review if we didn't take it on some public roads. That brings me to my other concern about this bike, and that has nothing to do with the the build quality, the fit and finish. I mean, the frame's gorgeous, the paint's fantastic. I haven't seen a flaw in it. You don't see a weld anywhere. It's really pretty. My concern is that this thing goes so fast. I mean, 1,000 watts of power with this big giant battery. You can motor around at 25 plus miles an hour. And cars aren't used to that on one hand. Let's get back onto the bike path. Turn the headlight off, save some battery. So we're in power mode 5, and this is the perfect time to really talk about, you know, this thing is fast. And I would encourage anyone who's considering this bike to really think about what that means, that it goes as fast as it does. Putting my safety hat on, you know, wear a helmet. I would encourage you to wear gloves. It's one thing as a kid, you fall off your bicycle going 4 miles an hour and you scrape up your knee or whatever. This thing goes 30 miles an hour. If you fall off this at 30 miles an hour, it's gonna hurt. And the bicycle's heavy. Oh, we're in a tunnel, let's honk the horn. Not cute. So on one hand, I love how capable this is. It's part of what makes this thing absolutely magic. Through the sand. This man, power mode 5, uphill, 25 miles an hour. That's residential speed limit on a frickin' bike path, right? Like, look at this. All right, we're gonna go for it. Uphill, I'm gonna put some work into it. 28 miles an hour uphill. That's fast. So, yeah, that's awesome. But also, you know, be careful. And yes, it does give you the powerful hydraulic brakes. That's a huge selling point. Yes, it gives you the big, chunky, thick tires that have lots of extra grip. Huge selling point. There's a lot this bike has going for it. I mean, really. I mean, I've ridden the other brands. I've ridden the Rad bikes. I've ridden a bunch of them. This one is the best one I've ridden to date. I'm really impressed with this. What do I think of the MOKWHEEL Obsidian? I have a hard time really criticizing it on pretty much anything. The 1,000 watt motor, I mean, most bikes come with a 700 watt motor or 750, 1,000 watts. I mean, the bike is heavy. It's like 75 pounds or something. And this thing just keeps you moving up the big hills. You don't have to pedal so hard. Full suspension. I don't think the value of full suspension can really be overstated. It's one thing to have a fork's great, that really helps, but the rear shock, you know, that added comfort when we're on the bumpy stuff, just potholed roads, seams, if you have to go up or down a curb, the rear shock is brilliant. Other things I really like that it comes with a wider handlebar. It's a 740 width handlebar. That's brilliant. Most of the e-bikes I've ridden have really narrow handlebars. That wider handlebar just gives you so much more control over the front of the bike. The gauge is a little small, but it doesn't bother me because aesthetically it's really pretty. It's a really nice gauge with the colors and the circles. It's lovely. Switchgear, simple, easy to operate, not complicated. You're not trying to figure out how it works all the time. And then lastly, hydraulic brakes. Seriously, hydraulic brakes are the best. I think a rack would be amazing on this thing. The thing is so capable. It has, I think, like a 400-pound payload capacity. A rack would make it even more useful. Go to the grocery store, get your milk, get what you need. I really like that this one came with fenders, so if it is like a kind of a sprinkly day, you hit a puddle, no worries, you're not gonna get filthy. The yellow color is brilliant. What else is there? The bike just works. It works great. It does everything I need it to do. It goes up the hills. Salt Lake City, we are nothing but hills. I love it. It's fantastic. I think this thing's gonna get a lot of use and be well loved. If you're considering one of these things, I have a coupon code for you. You can use coupon code FOX, P-H-O-X, and get a discount. And if you use the affiliate link that I've put down in the description, that also helps me out. It costs you nothing, but it helps me keep making these videos. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I really enjoyed riding with you guys today, and hope to see you in the next video.